Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa if you're new here, and I am going plant shopping this morning, plant browsing, whatever you want to call it. I woke up in the mood just wanting to come look up plants, so I figured I would just film for you guys and just see what's out at the store. I think it's been at least a month since I was last here, so there might be some new stuff. I'm here at Lowe's first. I don't know why I like going to Lowe's first, and then I'll pop in Home Depot. Just those two stores because I do have some other errands to get to before it gets crazy hot. It's already hot. It's like 87 degrees and it's 10 something in the morning. But hopefully it's not too hot in the garden center. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully we can find some good stuff, and let's head on into Lowe's. Hello, it is a voiceover Melissa coming at you. So the music in both the stores today was so incredibly loud, so I'm going to film over that, so I hope that's okay. So outside here at Lowe's, I was just kind of browsing around. I love looking at the caladiums and everything here. And they had a few like larger plants in the outdoor section, like monsteras, and there was that philodendron. And then I saw this cute little basket. It was like a mixed planter of succulents. There was a ficus in there and a tradescantia, which I thought was so cool. And yeah, it had all kinds of cute little succulents. It was $39.98, and I was tempted, you guys, to maybe put this outside, but a little bit over my budget for today. And here are some more caladiums, of course. So pretty. I love like the pink colors, and I love the shape of the red one too, this one here. So pretty. There was also a section of cacti. I was just scanning to see if I noticed anything pop out, and I saw these lithops here on the bottom, or brain cacti. They're so stinking cute. I feel like I always manage to kill them though. And then I saw this. I thought it was a euphorbia, but I'm like, why is it so pokey? It was literally so sharp, I almost touched it, so I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, it was just so cool looking. I hadn't seen those there before. And then some more succulents. And this cart behind me was here last time. There's this variegated opuntia, which is really pretty because I have one in my little cacti planter. So yeah, so cute. And then heading in, I started back here. It was actually kind of crowded today, so I was trying to work around that. But I saw this, and I hadn't seen this before. The trellis caught my eye. I thought it was a Hoya, but I'm like, no, I don't think this is a Hoya. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I was trying to look at the tag to see if it was labeled. But yeah, I just thought that was so cool. And the little leaves, I don't know, it reminds me of a Hoya, but they had so many of them. I think the tag, I think it was around like $24 or $26. I don't remember. But yeah, so cute. And they had some bird's nest ferns and this philodendron here. I love this pop of color. That orange is so, so pretty. And then here on the bottom, there was some golden, some more ferns. And I saw this calathea back here. Honestly, I was a little bit tempted by it. I thought it was the fuzzy one, but it wasn't, because every time I see the fuzzy one, I'm always tempted to get it. So I don't know. It was really full and pretty, and it looked happy. And then I was like, uh-oh, there's spider mites on this one. You see those white little dots? So yeah, not bringing that home. And then I had to immediately sanitize my hands because I couldn't believe I touched that. Yeah, it was so gross. And they had this beautiful alocasia poly. It was $24.98. I thought the pot on that was kind of cute too. It was a really big poly. And they had a burgundy, rubber tree, or ficus. And I don't know why I was trying to find a price on this, because it's literally the exact same pot as the alocasia. But yeah, those are $24.98. And then up top, they had a nice little selection of hanging pots, beautiful marantas, and then they had this really pretty Scindapsus exotica. I love the exotica. And they also had this pretty orchid. I know last time I was here, I was tempted by an orchid, but it had a mealybug. But yeah, I love the white color. And of course, lots of money trees. I'm still hoping to come across like a random variegated one day. I think the variegated ones are really pretty. And this Dracaena here was pretty with the variegated stem. So I really liked that one. And they had a nice little selection of these, you know, cheaper plants, the smaller pots. I think most of them were $5.98. And I almost touched this peace lily flower, but it had a little spider in it. I don't like spiders. And they had some syngonium and this cute rex begonia. I love love, love the color on this one. Silver, and I don't know, it was just really pretty, and it had a bright red underside. I've still been on a begonia kick kind of too. I kind of want to get some more. This one was really pretty. I love the green on this one. I think the green color of this was so unique. And they had this one, which had like a mix of green and silver. Some more pretty orchids I was staring at, of course. And they had a couple of these mixed planters. I was staring at the Marble Queen. That one caught my eye. I forget the price on them though. And they had a nice little selection of clearance plants that were 50% off. This philodendron here was half price. It looked pretty happy, so I don't know why it was marked on clearance. And some more smaller ones. Some of them looked dead, but honestly a lot of these didn't look too bad. Like these money trees looked pretty healthy. And and there was, I think that was a chameleon ZZ and some orchids there in the back. Some of them looked okay, then some of the flowers were dying on some of them. And around the corner they had pretty much this entire section of more of these smaller plants. I was just trying to see if there was anything new that, you know, caught my eye. And then I saw another begonia right here. That one was pretty. And then they had this Dieffenbachia. I liked that bright color. I think it was, is it Stardust or something dust? They had a couple of them. I thought that was really pretty. And then I saw this begonia. It was more of like an orangey green. So I don't know if it was like the same one, maybe just sun-stressed more. I don't really know, but the orange really caught my eye. I thought it was so unique. Honestly, it was labeled as a Tradescantia, and I'm like, wait, no, that's not a Tradescantia, it's a begonia. But it's so pretty. I had not seen one of these here before. I kind of wished I got it now. I don't know. I just really liked the color. It was so unique. And then they had another one here on the bottom. And then they had this one as well. So many cute begonias. That color is so pretty. But yeah, not a bad price for those. Beautiful syngonium. And then I saw this peperomia kind of stuffed back here. It was like, I don't know, it had like a dark green center. So not just like regular all green. So that one was only like $6 too, so not bad. And then hanging up, they had some planters on this side that had this like boho look to them. I thought those were really cute. They had some philodendron brantianum, some golden pothos. They had some philodendron Brazil, and there was also a cutie little red maranta on the end, which was adorable, and another golden pothos, which looked really pretty. It had a lot of yellow tones on that one, and a philodendron and pothos. And around the other corner, there was a section of trending tropicals. This Monstera Thai was so cute with that new leaf. It had a lot of white on it, and they were $29.98. Yeah, that one was so cute. If I didn't have like 2 ties already, it would have tempted me, honestly, but yeah, it's still so cool seeing these here at the big box store. The other ones didn't have much color, but that first one was really good. They had some Monstera adansonii and some Alocasia polys. So pretty. And they had a philodendron pink princess. That leaf was really big on that one. And they also had some white knights kind of mixed in too. That leaf was really pretty. And then this one here, I could not stop staring at it. That leaf, honestly, if all the leaves looked like this, I would have bought it because that variegation was so pretty on it. And then I saw these snake plants. I think one was like a flame or something. I wanted one last time or the time before, but I didn't get any. So I was looking at those. I was very tempted. And I also came across this beautiful Ficus teneki. Oh my gosh. And it was only $19.98. I told myself if I came across one, I would buy one, because, you know, mine didn't make it over winter and I really liked mine, but it was so full. There was at least 3 vines in there. I think honestly there was 4, and it looked so healthy. I didn't see any pest on it. It was just like literally calling my name. There was another, I think, one back there that was kind of stuffed in behind the monsteras. And then I noticed on the other side there were some like rubies, but I think those were smaller. But yeah, it was very tempting. And then these Monstera deliciosas, of course. I love the new leaves on these ones. And they were only 24.98. So $25, not a bad price for a pretty decent size monstera. And they had a lot of large ZZ plants here too. And they had a lot of hanging baskets on this side. Honestly, there were so many. And I immediately was drawn to this beautiful marble queen. It almost looks like a snow queen. And they had some of these, I think, is this an orchid cactus? It's some kind of cactus that's really fuzzy. And these guys, I think, were $16.98 in the smaller pots. And there was a rabbit's foot fern and then another one of those cacti up there. Yeah, so many pretty hanging baskets. There was this one, and then I spotted actually a couple Cebu blues hanging up in the back. I think that one was only $16.98 as well, so not bad. And they had some Phoetonias and Syngonium pots. There was that one, and then here was that other Cebu blue back there. I thought they were a really good price for how much of a plant that you get with it. And I almost forgot about this little end cap. I spotted this Haworthia. I love the white little polka dot things on it. And it looked like it had a bloom spike in the center as well. So I loved that one. And then I was trying to figure out what the heck this little figurine was. It looked like a fish, like a catfish, but it had frog legs. So I guess it was a frog. I don't know. I was laughing because it looked like a catfish as well. And then I liked the tiger thing, and yeah, just kind of scanning to see what was here. Some succulents and some more, Haworthias. And then on the bottom, there was some tiny little baby monsteras and ficus plants. So a little Zinzi, ZZ. And hanging up, they didn't have a lot on this end hanging up. Some philodendron and bromeliads. I think there was another golden as well. I was trying to figure out how much these pots were. I feel like all the pots are usually like 24, 25, 26. They had a tiny little display here, some 4th of July cats, and the little lemon and orange slice pot was so adorable. I love that. And on the backside of the trending tropicals, they had a bunch of Monstera Stanleyana albos. That one with the half moon leaves was good. And then I spotted another one in the back that had some pretty white on it. And they had parlor palms. They had a couple of begonia maculatas here. And then here was the other ficus plant. A couple of them had some like rust spot on the leaves. But yeah, these ones I think were the same price, and you get a smaller amount of plant. So the Taneki was definitely a better deal. And then they had some larger plants here on the end, some snake plants, this beautiful Tenanthe. I love this one as well, so pretty. And I spotted a Monstera siltepecana hanging, and you guys, I don't know if this was the El Salvador version because I really kind of want that one. It didn't look like the regular siltepecana. And then this one also had some like rust spots on it or something on a lot of the leaves. So I was a little weary about that, but I honestly really wanted to get it. I think it was only $16.98 as well. So that was tempting me. And there was a huge rabbit foot's fern, a couple philodendron Brazil. Some of the leaves on these plants were huge. There was the other one. And then, yeah, a lot more ferns hanging up and a beautiful, beautiful golden on the end. Wow, 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 wow. It is hot. I've been in there an hour and a half, you guys. Maybe like an hour and 20 minutes. But yeah, checkout took like almost 30 minutes though. There was one person checking out. I almost went inside, but I had birdseed and my car was like on the side, so I just decided to wait, but there was only one person, so there was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 people with full carts ahead of me, so checkout was brutal. Oh, you can't see. Let me see. So there in the back seat is the ficus. I decided to go ahead and get her for $19.99, $20. Because I do miss my ficus Taneki when I had her. Granted, it's going to be an outside plant, so I don't plan on bringing it back in. I'll just do a better job. What I'll probably do is just bring her in on a really cold night this winter, but she's going to live outside on like the patio area. So yeah, I'm happy. I was going to put her back, but $20, I was like, no, Melissa, you said if you found another Ficus tenecky and it was a decent sized plant for, you know, pretty inexpensive, that you would get it. I was also looking at that Sansevieria because I kind of want that yellow flame one too. So if it's at Home Depot, I might be tempted. I had one in my cart, but I decided to just get the one here. And that Haworthia was really cute too. It was a little bit crowded in there too. I did kind of feel like I was in people's way with my cart because I was like trying to film and some people had to go around me. I kind of felt bad. I was trying to get over. So yeah, probably not a good day to come film. I didn't think it would be super busy today. It is Thursday, so I didn't want to come tomorrow. I wanted to go ahead and film this today. So I am going to cool down a second in the air conditioning and I'll make my way to Home Depot and we'll see what's in there. And we go to Home Depot. I was just like hit with the blast of hot air going through the door. I walked around through the inside first and I didn't see much, so I came out here. And yeah, this Home Depot usually has a lot of big plants, a lot of succulents, and sometimes I can catch some like newer trending tropicals here. So that's why I like kind of coming to this one. I found my Dock Block Michelle here. But here in the back, yeah, just a lot of big plants and tons and tons of cacti, succulents, you name it. I also got a lot of my smaller cacti here. But yeah, I was just kind of browsing through all of them, and I don't know, sometimes I like to treat myself to a new little cacti now that I have my little cacti garden out there. And these little snake plants are really cute. That's what I was pointing at. I like these big pots too with like all these little family of cacti. I really like those. And yeah, some more hair on this end cap. This one around the corner, that's one that I got here that I have already that's bloomed so many times already. And some tiny little orchids. And I spotted this anthurium with the pink flower. The pink flower is beautiful. I really, really like that. The pink is such a pretty pink as well. So I love that one. And then I saw this pineapple plant. And these orchids here, whoa, that was interesting. The blue and the purple. I did not like that at all. I don't know, it just looks so fake. Yeah, and then here's some more cacti. I guess some newer ones from Costa. I was looking through all of those. So many of them. So they had some on the top shelf and some succulents on the middle one and more on the bottom. These two carts here are the Leaf Joy section. So a lot of the water vessels, they have some terrariums, and they also have a lot of different Hoya plants here too. I spotted this little Aglaonema with the pink leaves. I honestly thought this one was really pretty. I love the pink on that, but I think it was like $15, so I decided not to get it, but I have been tempted by the pink Aglaonemas when I come here. I spotted some Tenanthe Burl Marxie. I actually got mine as like a little Leaf Joy water prop, and I have it potted in soil now, and it's grown so much from when I got it. And then here's some Hoyas. This is the variegated, I think, Burtonay. So it has the lighter green center. And I think these without the pot are only, I forget the price, but they aren't that expensive. But if you get the ones with the pot, they're more like $10. They had Carnosa freckles here. And then I'm not sure what this one was, but it had really pretty white veining on it. That Hoya looked really healthy. Some of them looked kind of dried out. But yeah, a lot of them did look pretty good. And here was another one of the variegated Burtonays here. So pretty. And I spotted a Peperomia obtusifolia there, and then there was also some bigger Tenanthes, a gray star. I actually found mine here, but yeah, I love that one. Around the corner, there was some sad peace lilies, this fuzzy green guy, and a couple smaller plants. I didn't really see much of a selection there with those. And then moving along, there's this cart of trending tropicals that they have in the middle of the store. This used to be inside the store, but they moved it outside. But usually they have like the newer stuff here. And then I spotted this and it looked like a varicosum, but it didn't look like the varicosum that I have. It's more of a darker green. But when I looked at the tag, it was labeled a varicosum. It had a different name for it, and it was kind of cut off. I couldn't read it all. So that was cool seeing these here. So yeah, they had several of those actually. But yeah, I love varicosum. It's so pretty. Trying to see if there was anything else here on the end cap. Here was another varicosum. And there was some pothos, lots of aglaonemas. And they had one Monstera Tycon. It had low variegation on that. I don't know what happened to these. They looked a little beat up on the end here. And then my eyes were drawn to these huge fiddly figs. Holy cow, they were so big. And then around the back corner, they didn't really have much, anything else that was different here. They had some more of the philodendron varicosum. Lots and lots of Phalaenopsis orchids, like holy cow. I loved all the pretty pink ones. I'm always tempted to get another orchid. This one was really pretty. I like the polka dots on that. And I like that one as well. And, oh, actually they did have some more smaller plants here. Nothing really new, nothing really stood out. They had some goldens, some calatheas, zizis, fiddles, kind of just more of the same. They had a silver streak pothos and some ficus and peace lilies. Here's the silver streak, and they had some of these here. Again, that orange pop of color. I love that. And then I also spotted some moonshine sansevieria. I almost bought it. I used to have one, but it died. But I do remember mine used to get these brown spots on it, you see here. So I'm not sure what that is. But the color on this sansevieria is so, so stunning. I love that like minty green. So those are very pretty. And some more of the smaller plants. Here was a big syngonium. This next section was some larger plants, and I didn't really see a lot of hanging plants. Normally they have like a decent amount of different hanging plants, but I didn't see much here today. Just a lot of the normal, like huge plants, ficus, zizis. They had a lot of these really big tenanthes as well. Those were the hanging baskets they had. So yeah, not much with those. And then the sea of Monstera finally came. It's funny because I was here getting pots for that one video I did and I couldn't find any Monstera, and now they're all here. I'm still hoping to come across a sport variegated one day. And yeah, lots of ZZs, Dieffenbachias, kind of more of the same every time I come here. Yeah, sorry Home Depot, I didn't film much in there. They didn't really have much of a selection. I felt like everything was pretty much the same when I was here last time, minus the philodendron, the varicosum. It started with an I after varicosum. I'm not sure what that was. But yeah, I guess if you were looking for that one, it's showing up at Home Depot's here. Yeah, but nothing too exciting in here, a lot of the same stuff. But yeah, it is very warm now, so I'm going to finish my errands and head home because I have a lot to do today. But I hope you enjoyed at least coming out with me and browsing for a little bit. And yeah, I will take my ficus there and put him outside when I get back and fill up my bird feeders. That was the main reason actually for coming here, is to get more bird feed, because we've been out for like, I think a week almost. And yeah, I like feeding the birds and watching. We get so many birds in our backyard. Thank you again so much for watching and spending your time here. I appreciate your support so much. Stay cool, have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you again soon.